So let's talk fuel injection today at, yep, low bucket. First off, the gate is to keep her in, but not you out. Oh, baby. Oh, oh. Yes. We don't want little Bella running away. She's still a puppy. Yes, you are, honey. All right. Let me lock this up. And let's go talk fuel injection. The first one I want to talk about is the standard little 2-barrel. This little guy. Now, we call it standard 2-barrel because it's the most basic of the fuel injections. It's 2 barrels. Here, we'll go like this. There you go. 2 barrels. It works on, we use this on standard type 1 applications, which would be your bug, bus, Carmagia, you know, those, the V-dub thing. If you got sand rail, maybe a kit car, a little Manx buggy, Bajas. Okay, that's your type 1s. We also do them on the type 4. But what makes this kind of neat is the simplicity of it. And what I mean by that is the harness is not that complicated. This is pretty much your main harness right here. Now you're like, well, that still plugs into wires. We're talking like hundreds of wires, right? No, I'll go over it real quick. 2 wires here. One goes to battery, one goes to the fuel pump, supplies power to the fuel pump. This one's got 4 wires. You're only going to use technically 2 of these wires, the black one and the white one. White one is keyed on, black is going to go to coil negative. Yes, all of our kits, our ignition control is built into it. So they are designed to run ignition. So they have a crank trigger signal input that comes with it. And basically that's signal input, and then it controls the output signal to the coil. The other 2 wires are on here. One you don't use because we use ignition control, and the other one is for a fan control. So if you have an oil cooler fan, so if you're using this on a large motor with an oil cooler fan, you can turn the fan on and off with whatever temp you want, controlled with the handheld. Now, the other neat thing about this is packaging. Majority of sensors are mounted on the unit. Because of that, it's not like a spider web of sensors mounted off that you got to send electrical contacts to and then to the computer and so on. The other neat thing is the computer. It's right there. That's it. It's right there in the front. Now, a lot of people are going, hey, wait, how does the throttle cable come through it? No, it actually pulls from this side. We give you a little bracket that goes right here. We give you a special cable that goes with it, a little Heim joint so it's nice and smooth, and it actually goes around the side of the motor and then goes into your stock throttle cable tube. It's a special cable. It feels beautiful. It's been done thousands of times. It's nothing new. The neat thing about that is it uses a standard cable, so it's a cable that's available at any retail store. It's not like it's all custom. This will hook directly into stock in castings. Okay, so your thought is, well, how much power can you support with something like this? Well, the unit has 4 injectors. Because it's got 4 injectors, and they're 4 relatively small, I mean, still big, it still squirts a lot of fuel, but because of that, it'll work with big cam applications. So if you have a large application, this will work all the way up to the biggest Volkswagen motor we could possibly build. Now, originally designed for V8 applications, we have special programs so we can use it on 4-cylinder Volkswagens. We also do Corvair. We do Hayabusa applications. We do Ford 4-liter 6-cylinders. We do some of the Dodge guys are doing it now more, but mostly Volkswagen. Let's just talk Volkswagen. So knowing that this will support any size engine. So the amount of airflow is 550 CFM. Now, obviously that's limited by your in castings. So your intake manifold, your in casting is going to dictate the flow. I like to say this is the hourglass center point. This is the choking point of it right there. But for most applications, let's just say if you've got a bus and you're putting a 2-liter in it, perfect. If you're building a bug and you're building a little 1835 in it, perfect. Bone stock 1600, perfect. 2498 daily driver, perfect. All out race car, not perfect. This is not a race application. The idea here is it's for driving application. So if you're doing a daily driver, a sandrail, a Baja, a Manx buggy, something like that, perfect for you. It'll support you. It'll feed most motors up to about 4,000 RPMs, and then your stock in castings, you're starting to outflow them. Now they make aftermarket in castings are bigger, and that helps with all that. But with your most of your stock applications, this is pretty much limiting. When you're driving, you're shifting at 2,500, 3 grand. You're going down the highway at 3,200, 3,300. I mean, 4,000 RPMs is pretty high, actually. Now, it's not high if it's a hot rod motor. You put a big cam and you're building a little bit of a street beast. Okay, that's different. That's a different application. That I recommend are duals. But for this, I recommend the single on anything that's going to be a driver. Extremely simple to install. If you can put a carburetor kit, a single carb on a motor, and install a fuel pump and run the fuel lines, you can put this kit in. With all the tech help we give all of our customers, that's what everybody loves about it. This is the best thing right here. And this is also why we sell so many of these compared to the other ones. This one's it's a problem solver. If you're sick of your carburetors, you're sick of the way they drives with them, and you want something more responsive, and you just want to enjoy your car, this is the kit for you. If you're looking for a drag race application, check out our dual kits. How about some examples? This is an 1835 in an oval window. There's dyno of this on YouTube. This is a 1776. Notice the air conditioner. 2387 in a bus. That's a pretty build. This is a 1600. Yes, 1600 fuel inject. Beautiful motor. This was an 1835 daily driver. All right, everybody, have fun. Enjoy it.